Hello everyone, I'm Simon and today I'm gonna start my new series where we read stories of Marvel comics, and today I'm gonna read the whole Rune King Thor story, which include Avengers Disassembled or Thor 1998 from issue 80 to issue 85. So this is an exception for today. So we're gonna read every Marvel comic in order from the beginning of time to Marvel Actuals Day. But today it's an exception, and we're gonna read Rune King Thor's storyline because I really loved it and I really wanted to talk about its story on the channel. So let's begin with the prologue. Nidavellir, land of the Dwarves. At the beginning of all things, Odin and his brother Vali and Vi slew the giant Ymir, who gave birth to the universe. From his body they created heaven and earth. His skull became the sky, his brain the clouds, his blood the seas, his hair the trees, his bones the mountains and rocks. Odin breathed life into tunneling maggots from Ymir rotting flesh and gave them the wits and the shape of men. They became the dwarves, who dwell beneath the mountain Ymir, the mountain Ymir, Krull, Brock, Buri, Hertree. Ages ago, they forged a weapon so great, the very mold that made it is still hot with anger and power. That mold has now become burden, sought out by Loki, the trickster god. They seek to rid the world of it, so as to not let it fall into his sinister hands. In the earliest day of the gods, they needed a great weapon to strike down their enemies. Odin sought the great dwarf craftsman Heitri to make the hammer Mjolnir. Heitri used the heart of a son to forge a mold which birthed Mjolnir, greatest weapon of all time. His creation is a work blessed with magic by the Odin power. For those who don't know, the Odin power is the Odin force. As to not break the war, the only forge capable of holding this work is the cosmos itself. So this is basically saying that when Mjolnir was forged, they had to forge it throughout the entire cosmos because nothing could hold it. So great was the forging of the mold and of Mjolnir that it nearly destroyed the smiths, shook all of Asgard, and sent chunks of fire to the worlds, destroying some to make room for others. This is how in Marvel dinosaurs died with the forge of Mjolnir, in order to give birth to man. This is what it takes to forge a weapon for the gods, nothing less than the death of a sun and a planet. Mjolnir, breaker of all things, and curse upon evil, blessed by the Odin power. Odin himself used the weapon to crush the giant Laufey who threatened to destroy Asgard. The slain giant left behind a child, Loki, so Odin took him as his own child. As Odin adopted his son, Loki was raised as a god and as Thor's brother. Still Odin favored his true son, Thor, the god of thunder. To him he gave the great weapon Mjolnir. Jealously for his adopted brother, twisted Loki, making him what he is today, the trickster, the bane of the gods. Wielding Mjolnir, Odin's true son, Thor is the thunder god. This is the end of the prologue. So basically, the prologue is telling us that Mjolnir was the greatest weapon ever forged, and at the time Odin even used it. And as we saw in Avengers 2018, Odin had it even when he was with the prehistoric Avengers. Now, and also Mjolnir took the whole cosmos, so this means that it took the whole seventh cosmos to create Mjolnir, otherwise everything else would have been destroyed. This also implies that several parts of the cosmos has been altered, since also the Earth several meteors fell upon the Earth, so it's pretty logical that since the cosmos was the forge itself, Mjolnir's birth or Mjolnir's forge sent a catastrophe across the whole cosmos. Let's turn now to the present day. Creating such a hammer that would have took a tool so powerful it could rival the very gift birthed. It could be used to spawn other great weapons, weaker than Mjolnir, best perfectly with the Odin power, but greater in numbers. This means that the elves can't create any other Mjolnir. Not they can't, but they created other weaker weapons. Loki has searched the worlds for the mold to enslave its power and strike down the gods. Rumors spread to hatred airs, and he knew it was time to destroy the mold. Made from the heart of a star and blessed by the Odin power, it cannot be broken. It must be thrown into Ginnungagap, the great void whence the universe came. This Ginnungagap can be interpreted as Oblivion or as an avatar of Oblivion, where it would be lost beyond Loki's reach and could rest in peace. Even now, eons later, the mold burns with the fury of its creation. Hey, the mold is too heavy, ran back. Ruri, grab my... No, you fool! And so the dwarves dies in the sea. In these days, without the Lord Odin, Loki can steal time for himself at Istgjaf, the seat of that sees all the nine worlds. Here his eyes and ears seek many things. The long-sought mold of Mjolnir, all but forgotten. But today, from eye of his perch, Loki's eyes are drawn on the plight of once cool running river. The river Vuluspel boils over, draining the water of life. The oddity calls out to Loki high above the worlds. In the shadow of Ymir Krull, the old bridge to Nidavellir is freshly crushed, and the water boils most fiercely there. Now Loki has found his prize. With it can humiliate Thor, wipe the worlds clean of the gods, and claim his place as the ruler of all he sees. Ymir Krull, 1 month later. For 30 days Dwarves or Nidavellir mourn the loss of Atri and his brothers, eldest and greatest of your smiths. Atri, your leader, father, God under the mountain. This tomb, where we've laid our friends, is our gift to honor Atri and his brothers, carved by the gods of Valhalla as a tribute. Its door is made from the bones and skull of the famed dragon Fin Fang Foom, who was slew with Mjolnir, Atri's gift to the gods. For those who don't know, killing Fin Fang Foom is a good feat because actually Fin Fang Foom was a challenge to World War Hulk, who can challenge a Zomling who's an infinitesimal of Zom, but can still trash talk the Chaos King. But now let's return on Thor. Your gift has seen the deep past and the far future. Every child, woman, man, every god saved by Mjolnir in your depth, as am I, King of Asgard. Deep in the heart of the mountain, the tomb is sealed, witnessed by dwarves and gods. Hogun, Allstag, Fanral, Thor, Sif, Baldur, Hamora, and the Valkyries are all there. The dwarves' grief has been so great that all the worlds have been shaken. Storms and thunder have punished the mountains from Asgard to Earth. Yet, I wonder, does this thunder come not from grief, but from hunger? And then, it was not grief or hunger, but the striking of a cosmic weapon pounded in the mold of Mjolnir, that could happen wholly in the monstrous forge of Surtur, the fire demon returned from the abyss. Take cover! The sacred mountain is breaking! No, no! It cannot be! We are the herd of Ymir Krull! It cannot crack! It can, and it does. From nearly the whole mount of mourning, Surtur has labored forging weapons of doom in his fresh hell. The mold of Mjolnir has been awakened. Who dares defile such a hallowed place? Thor is hurt by something. And then we saw a ship and Thor falling. By the whole Father's eye! Thor! Ha 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 ha! Thor, god of thunder, wielder of the great hammer. How I pitied thee, brother! Such a shame that father blessed you with more muscles than brains. If you could wield such a gift of Mjolnir, why could I not? So stupid, little god. Loki, Hymer the giant, Hulik the destroyer, and Fenrir has come. Now, my son Fenris, once bound by the cursed gods, have your fun, I finish the deed. Have fun before I finish the deed. The enchantress dead, caught by the same blow that took Thor. What happened? What have struck me down? I've never felt. My lord, you must awaken. Fandral, I heard him. Enchantress, go. Help. Help her, Sif. Help her. I'm sorry, many have fallen. We must make our stand, even if it is our last. Hulik, the invincible, long-time foe of the gods, the war-driven troll, has gone unhinged. Only one thought on his mind: destruction. Fenris, the wolf, demon spawned by Loki, destined on the day of the Ragnarok to break his bones at the side of his father Loki. And so, the clash of Thor and the true Mjolnir forged by Surtur for Fenris and Ulik create a great explosion. Thor, Thor, my king, I, Sif, Baldur, where are you? Here, sire, let us Sif your harm. I'm sorry. Loki! In this moment, the rage of Thor made him like he was healed from his injuries, and then he started a new attack. No, Fenris, my son, fear not, Lord, for Hymir, Hirm, pilot of the death ship, Naglfar, made of the nails of the dead. The four hammers strike each other with such force and power as to overcome the senses. And then another great explosion comes. This time the palace has been totally destroyed. Everyone who was left now isn't there. And now Hulik, Fenris, Hirm, and Thor are totally destroyed. By my father's will. Mjolnir is completely destroyed. What has happened? Trust no eyes until tread upon, no shield until test, no sword until hacking, lest thee be best. A wise saying that should have included hammers. Still, your skull of muscle wouldn't have heeded such wisdom. Would it, King Thor? I will crush you, cherish and love, beginning here. And now, with your shallow gods and these maggots. Thor smashed Loki with his Mjolnir, sent Thor into oblivion. Gone, blasted into nothingness. The sea fills the void of Hymir curl. Asgard is mine for the taking. Odin, Father, I failed. It wasn't supposed to end this way. The land of the dwarves, gone. I could not save them. Hamora, Sif, Baldur, all dead. Have I wiped out my future only to return to this? I shall let the darkness have me. No, I cannot give up. I must honor my father, avenge my friends, my family. I must assemble my strength to honor my brothers. Yes, call to my brothers. Yes, the call. I pray this works, or it will be my final breath. Avengers! Midgard, Earth, now peaceful. It seems from here, far away from the hand of Asgard, far from the end times of Ragnarok. Over East Side, New York. Look, Cap got him. He saved Pastuzak. I thought we lost him when the floor collapsed. This is the last of your men. Make sure everyone's out. The building's going to collapse. But those kids... Fine, sir. You take care of yourself now. Ah! Ha! Help me, Cap. The robots got me. It blew up our house. Calm down, son. That's no robot. He's my pal, Iron Man. I don't like robots either. Whoa! Where will that pressure come from? Cut the hoses. Uh, uh, uh. Thor, this is sea water. That creature is the Midgard serpent from the northward. Avengers, assemble. Avengers disassembled. Issue 2. Issue 82 of Thor Endless Ragnarok. Asgard, home of the gods. Apologies, my brothers. My broken hammer is not reliable. We are off by a few miles. Thor, good lord, this is so wrong. Yes, it was beautiful once. Where are we? These are the fields of Frigga, named for my mother. Loki, Baldur, and I played here as children. Those days were so full of love, so safe, when the world was right. We are getting closer. Scenes of battle. What is this stuff? It's like nothing I've ever seen. Bifrost, the rainbow bridge is shattered. Heimdall, my friend, he would have gone down with it. May he rest with his sister Sif. What fresh hell has befallen my land now? Oh my lord. It's too late. Curse my eyes. Who did these things? What are these things? Trolls, pledged to Loki. They are enemies of the gods. This is horrible. So many dead. The Hendra, Odin's warriors, for the hand of time, wiped out. This wasn't a battle. This was a slaughter. There was no glory in these deaths. I'm not detecting any life signs, but maybe I can't detect immortals. We are not true immortals. We were born into doom. For us, there is no afterlife. In death, we cease to be. This is Thor saying that every time that a god dies, it goes into oblivion. Wait, back up, fellas. Give me some room. Come here, son. I won't hurt you. This is the horror of war. Tell me, child, where is everyone? What has happened here? They are dead. Some ran away. Don't be silly, child. Gods do not run, especially from the battle. Was no battle. Everyone was crushed. They couldn't fight. Trolls don't crush gods. Not trolls. They came first. Then came Hymer, the giant Fenris, Hurik, and Loki. Who utters my name? By the gods, I thought my ears were playing tricks. My brother lives. What happy gift! I get to kill the thunder god twice. I've done what I was destined to do, boy. Asgard is mine to rule. Ha! The Avengers assembled. It is fitting that I crush your fellowship, as it was formed to put a stop to me so many years ago. Come down, Loki, and face me. I will deal your final fate. Ha ha ha! Oh Lord of Thunder, what a sight you are with your broken toy. Ha ha ha! Cap, get the kid out of here. Roger? Feel the bite of my tooth. Hammer again, galling. Iron Man, Break the chain that holds Hulik. I can use it. Fools! This is the chain that once bound my wolf's own, the unbreakable chain of Fenris. Little mortals should not play with things of the gods. Stay here, son, and you'll be safe. When they came before, how did Hulik get those ones? From old iron weapons. Iron is bad for trolls. Do you know where there is some iron? I have this. Then Thor will try to face Fenris, but he will be stopped by Captain America's shield. Come, boy, you can do better than that. Don't disgrace the family. Shameful. Ha! Kill! Blast! Captain America starts to hurt Hulk. Cap! No, don't do that! The bigger they are, you now feel the wrath of the mighty Loki, father of the wolf and snake, crusher of Ymir Krull, and wielder of the true Mjolnir. Herg! Whoa! Her! Impressive mortal! Bad move, freak! What? Cursed iron! Then Loki will send Iron Man down, while Hulk was being hurted by iron. At this point, Thor will start to fight both Fenris and Loki, destroying both of them with his still the mighty Thor, even without your hammer. Only thanks to you, my friends. Loki and Henry, along with Heimer, have gone away. How do you fare? I'm fine. No major damage. Have you some good armor, Cap? You have some good armor. Thanks. Means a lot coming from you. Friends, I need your help. One more. At this point, Thor, using his broke Mjolnir, Cap and Iron Man took the Hulk's hammers, hurting and so destroying the Heimer's hammer. Do you hear that? Is it singing? That song is a lament, is a funeral. I can't hear anything. My ears are still ringing. You should try wearing a helmet when you is beating someone with a giant hammer. Baldur, my brother, behold, it is Thor. He lives. Lord Thor, barbarian, Harkin, brave warrior, whom I fought against, and beside, tell me, how did he fall? First came an army of trolls. They swarmed over the city like ants. We were outnumbered, but our battle frenzy served us well. You would have been proud, but then Loki on the shoulders of a giant, Hulk and Fenris with him. They each had hammers like I know. Then came the dead from hell on the boat Naglfar, made from the fingernails of the dead warriors. Each was hammered with a spear, its head made of mistletoe dipped in gold, and the golden one fell. Where is our mother? Where is Frigga? No one answers. Thor knew the answer. Friends, if there were time, I would have birds write epics about our brotherhood. I would arrange the stars to honor the power of Iron Man, the morality and strength of Captain America. But there is no time left for us here. We're here for you, Thor, for as long as you need us. We can assemble the others. There is avenging to be done this day, but not for the Avengers. Tell my brothers on earth of my love for them. No way, Thor. We're here in this until the end. Nay, this is the age of axe and blood. This is my time, not yours. You must forgive me, my brothers. Thor, wait! No! If you were perish in this pagan land, I could not forgive myself. Guard earth, and know that if Loki sets foot there, it is war for you. Do not let earth fall. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my brothers, Avengers. At this moment, Thor understood that since Fenris was unleashed, since he was with his father, since Balder and Frigga died, as well as many other Asgardian warriors, and the snake was also unleashed, then the Ragnarok has begun. Brothers, warriors of Odin, Valkyries, gods of the Aesir, and Vanir, we have walked into the halls of death many times, endured the shadow of our hand for ages. We thought the end had come when the Odin's sword was drawn, and my father fell. But now we know the unbinding of Fenris and the Baldur's death, hearken Ragnarok. March now to the doom of dooms, to the end of all things, to the breaking of swords and shields, to the dying brothers, and to the reckoning of enemies. We fight for the honor of a warrior's death, and for glory to Asgard. Here Thor also implied that the Asgardians have avoided death multiple times into the past. So this means that they ignored and they had a way to prevent Ragnarok from happening different times in the past. And that they could have done this, but since Balder died and Fenris was unleashed, Ragnarok has begun. Avengers Disassembled Endless Ragnarok Issue 3 of 6. What has come before? Thor, God of Thunder, Lord of Asgard, has returned from the far future to correct the errors of his ways, including the death of many of his friends. He has left behind his beloved son, Magni, whom he will never see again. Having restored the natural order of Asgard, King Thor finds that not everything is as it once was. No longer does Thor wield the Odin force, lost to him mysteriously upon his return. As time passes, new battles are won and lost at the hands of the Thunder God. In the absence of Thor's omnipotent power, Loki has risen to power and has gathered his allies to fulfill the prophecies of Ragnarok. Armed with mocking hammers, patterned after Mjolnir, 4 of these weapons break the hammer into thirds. Faced with a destructive force beyond imagining, Thor calls his brothers from Midgard, the Avengers, who put aside all differences and rally to help the god of thunder. When Thor realizes that this battle could signal the final days of the Asgardians, he sends the Avengers back to Earth so they can defend their own land should the Aesir fall. Thor stands alone, the head of Asgard, to ponder the fate of Asgard at the twilight of the gods. Helfaheim, home of the Light Elves, 2 months ago. How did I do? You surely weren't peeking. I could hardly see a thing here. You have a go. Then, when the second arrow was thrown, a blade broke the arrow. That blade, thrown swifter than my arrow. It could only be. We need your help, old friends. Loki has gone mad. Hymir Krill has fallen. The gods are dying. Lord Thor is dead. Surtur's flame, what has happened? Sif, is she? She lives barely. No, no, I can't fight. Stand back. I can. My lady, please. We can help you. Oh no. What is that? Naglfar, the ship made of the nails of the dead. Our doom. It breathes smoke. The smoke was revealed to be arrows. Take cover! Halfaheim, home of the Light Elves, present day. Who comes to this place? Are you here to join me in my slow death? Who hides in the broken image of my mother? It is I, Thor, king of all that stands in Asgard. Thor is dead. I'll cut out your lying tongue. Volstagg. Aye, this, but you, what ghost fools my eyes. If only it were true. Thor, I am no ghost. I survived Hymir Krill and the doom of the dwarves. What happened here? What happened to you? It is you, Thor. Forgive me. I've been waiting here, wasting away. I haven't seen anyone in months. I thought I was the last, that I would die alone. We escaped Hymir Krill, Sif as well, yet she lost an arm. Sif lives? Came here for help. The sheep from Hymir Krill came. They left Halfhelheim, bathed it in arrows and fire. Said Valhalla was next. It was, and Baldur fell with it. But Hyrm and Ulik walked the words no more. In fact, as you've seen in the previous issue, Hymir, Ulik and Hyrm has died as well as their hammers. As well as the hammer of Fenris, but Fenrir is still alive. I buried as many as I could, burned the rest, so many. Fandral, fair and handsome, his face torn from his body. Fogun's heart torn out by arrows. A Lady Sif. Yes, there was nothing left of her to honor. I alone survived, too fat to kill. So now I wait for a dishonorable death. Forgive me, old friend. No, no, Volstagg, I will not forgive you. Not until you fight for your honor, for our people. Pick yourself up, man. Don't say you are sorry. Show me. Yes, yes. Give me a sword, an axe, or a spoon, and I will fight for the honor of our fallen brothers. For the dwarves and elves, for Sif, for the warriors three. I have neither sword or spoon for you, Volstagg the Thin, but I have this. What is this? A hammer? Hey, yeah. We have gathered the citizens of Asgard and make our exodus to Vanheim. We will rebuild, or make our final stand. We fought many battles between there and here. The last was the great Dur, king of the trolls, who allied himself with my brother Loki. I made him pay with my bare hands. I tore his hammer from his cursed fist. Take it and fight beside me as we crush the enemies of Asgard. Long did the children of Valhalla wander. Their numbers swelled as they encountered broken warriors and families along their ways. Hurricane and his barbarian hordes answered the call of Baldur when Loki's armies attacked the halls of Odin. Cut off in the battle of Gerdor, he was lost. Thought lost. He was thought lost. But there, his story is told in the broken armor and rotting flesh of Ymir of flame. Hurricane and his hordes hit the half-elf, half-fire demon into his own flaming sword. Many villages of Asgard had fallen to this weapon. As Loki's power grew, Thor and the others find their power wane, and so the gods must travel the old ways. This boy, he rides with you. He is orphaned. Yes, I have taken him in as my own. A sight I will never have believed, the mighty Thor rising a babe. A skinny Volstagg, that is sight I would have never believed. Ho, ho. It hates to love. If only Fandral and Dogun, it pains me even more to think of them. To love without them beside me is not fair. That it is not, my friend. My heart is as broken as my hammer. Once it was within my power to turn back time. If only it were so now that I could bring back our friends and families. How many times must I see them die? Mother, father, my brothers, how much I miss them. Even Loki. Say not his name. No, no, that's okay, boy. Yes, he too, I wish I had back. Once we were children, Baldur, Loki, Vidar, and I. Sif will play with us. Loki is my brother, and I once loved even his mischievous nature. It seems now is doomed to it. A bee will always sting when it feels winter as approach. I suppose. Curse at one time an enemy of the Asgardians had become a brother in arms, sworn by his word as the protector of Asgard's children. His loyalty has been baptized in blood many times over, written across the battlefield, among broken swords and shields, are signs of a giant hammer, shaped like a tooth. Curse died protecting the newly orphaned children hidden in this cave. His word was his bond, and he died for it. Thor calls down the rain to bless the land and cool the anger of the battle. Here the helmet of curse. And still there were more fallen to be found. Vidar, Thor's brother, who traded his word for Prowlingrass, fell for plowshares, fell in glory, found in a field of golden spears. He fought with a fierceness that made his brother proud. Long had it been since Thor had last laid eyes upon him. Fields that should be made golden with grain are instead made golden with spears. The Trollic elite wiped out the warrior farmer. Thor shed no tears, as he proudly honored his brother as a fallen warrior. Vidar's fields were made into a vast funeral pyre to honor his passing, a tribute worthy of a son of Odin. For many more days did they travel by the sea and land, past forbidden mountains and ruined cities. A wolf, not just any wolf, that is the battle cry of Fenris. And I smell the fear of man, the sweat of flesh and blood in soil. I am ready, Thunder God. I will meet the enemy. Even should my whole body break in half, I will crush them with my will. Take this hammer of Ulik. It shall double your strength and your will, Volstagg the Fiend. Then suddenly the great wolf fell on the battlefield, even bigger than he was previously. Take the boy, protect the others, lead them back. Fenris is grown in size and strength. Now let us clash again, party little god. Vanheim is under attack and is falling. For Vanaheim, for Vidar and the fallen, the battle then rages. The Asgardians' troop goes against Fenris' demons. For Asgard! Behold Vanaheim, steady yourselves. Thor has come to us in our hour of need. We shall not fall this day. Valkyrie, defender of the earth, returns to her home to fight beside her people. And then, suddenly, the Valkyrie was killed by a mysterious attack. Lady Sif arrived to help Brunhilde. Don't leave now, Brunhilde. This is our hour of victory. Aragon, my loving stead. Breathe deep the power of the mighty Thor. These are the words of Thor, who is going and raging against Fenris the wolf. Sif, Sif. Then Thor sent away Fenris and his whole army, noticing Sif. Then the killer of Brunhilde, the Valkyrie, has come. The great of the hordes of Loki has grown beyond troll and giants, as he flooded Asgard with the swarms of fiends from near and far. Behold, Durok the Demolisher. Sif, behind you! Then Sif took the dragon sword of Brunhilde. Durok, you cannot escape the vengeance of Brunhilde. Our greatest Valkyrie warrior, feel the bite of her magic blade, Dragon Fang. Then Thor sent Fenrir against Durok, and then the battle will rage again. After the Thor had 2 words with Sif. Thor, word of your return is all that had kept us going. To see you again, I never thought. Sif, you live. You don't think this scratch will stop me? How can I be so full of joy at this moment? It is a time of vengeance, for battle. It is not over, fair lady. Take cover. Then Thor and Durok's fight send away several demons. Even with Mjolnir beside me, I could barely stand against you before. I've leaned on the power of Mjolnir too often. A hammer is but a tool, even Mjolnir. But I am a god, god of thunder, and lord of Asgard. In this moment, Thor has unleashed his true full strength as the god of thunder, creating a full-body god blast. Having seen friend and family die, and knowing these are the end days, Thor reached deep into himself for a strength never fully realized before. This could either mean that Thor at this moment is at his peak, or that this isn't his peak, but this is still far stronger than he ever was before. So mute, beast, what do you think of my best now? Fenris, one of us shall meet his doom today. Urgh, I've never escaped this chain before, uncle. Don't call me Hangel. Stand back. This is my fight. No, you're weakened. You can barely stand. Nevertheless, I shall. Then somehow a thunder uttered Fenris. This thunder was from Battery Bill. Thor, my hot brother, I have returned in your time of need. Well, this is the end of the first part of Endless Ragnarok, the story of Rune King Thor. The next part will be uploaded tomorrow. Well, I hope you liked the video. If you want me to show more issues of comics in a single video, let me know. Hope you liked this part of the video. Hope you liked this part of the story, and hope this will bring you hype for the next part, which will end the next three issue of Thor, of disassembled Avengers of the Endless Ragnarok. So here from Simon, it's all for today. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, and share. Please, if you want me to show in a video, if you want me to read another comic in a vid, let me know in the comments, so I'll make a video or more video about that comic or that story. So here from Simon, it's all. Remember to join my Discord server and my Telegram group. Remember to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Bye.